Hey everyone, Keegan here with a update before our episode real quick. First of all, I just wanted to acknowledge that we have hit 500 total downloads on the podcast, which is really awesome news, and that's not even counting some other platforms like YouTube or Spotify that don't fall within those numbers, so it's even a little bit more than that. Thank you so much for all that support. If you haven't already, please check us out on Twitter at FictionFirstPod. We would really like to have a more active community on that platform so we can start doing some cool stuff like contests and giveaways sometime in the future. And with that out of the way, I just wanted to give you a heads up into these next 3 episodes are going to be a little bit different. When playing Monster of the Week, we often don't have a ton of downtime or breathing room since there's such a defined structure to the game. But we're going to kind of be breaking out from that in these next couple of episodes, which we're calling Reprieves. Each Reprieve will have a heavy focus on a single character at a time, so we can learn more about them outside of their work, and just kind of more about who they are in general. After that, we'll just be picking up with the next mystery, so let's go ahead and get into it. First up in this Reprieve is Paxton. We hope you enjoy. So we talked briefly about the stuff regarding some parts of your family, or your brother.
Yes.
Jackson or Jaxton?
Jaxton, yep.
Jaxton, yes.
Jaxton, Jaxton.
So I think the first one was more like Paxton or something like that. Like it was just like Paxton, but with one word switched. It might have just been Jaxton.
It was Paxson, the store.
But yeah, it's just like your parents couldn't do that to you.
Honestly, I really like Jaxton. I think that's a badass
I think
name.
that's good. All right, so where we pick up for this little respite here with Paxton is at a Brellish military memorial service for a lot of the soldiers who were lost or died during the last war within the last decade or two. It's kind of a very sobering gathering. There is a speech by the Lord Mayor of Sharn, who kind of seems completely checked out and kind of doing this really as kind of out of routine. Paxton is there with your family, your mom and dad, you think? Do you have any names in mind for your mom or dad?
Mom and dad.
Okay. That's all you need.
Yeah. They're like, I feel like the adults in this story are like Charlie Brown adults.
Oh, yeah? You think they're that like detached?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any ideas on like what Paxton's like relationship is with his parents?
They're always on my case.
Sure, always on your case. Always on your case. But you're here with your family because Paxton's brother died in the last war, right?
Right.
What do you think that Paxton's relationship with his brother Jaxton was like?
Jackson was cool. He was my hero. I looked up to him. He was a D1 lacrosse player.
Right.
He had all the skills.
Yeah. And do you think that you still want to go with the idea that the jacket you're wearing is his?
Yes, the Sharn State Letterman jacket was Jackson's.
Right. Yeah, because you wouldn't have one for you wouldn't have one for an intramural team.
Club team.
Yeah. So it's his. So maybe it's a little bit of a more classic style. But it's probably something pretty important to Paxton, like emotionally.
Yeah.
Cool.
I never really explain it. Everyone just thinks I'm super into lacrosse.
Right. Yeah, and then that's totally fine. I'm wondering how your parents, even if they are Charlie Brown parents, like treat you after Jaxton was lost to the war. I think even that you think, based on what the military records show, that Jackson may have been in Caire on the day of the mourning, which was the day of that kind of magical nuclear bomb that went off in that nation. So like that's what everyone at this gathering is like here to like honor the memory of their loved ones and friends. So like how did that affect Paxton's relationship and his parents really?
So I feel like throughout most of my childhood, it was like classic older brother was the super smart one, the super talented one, the perfect ideal child that could do no wrong. And then I was always sort of like the troublemaker.
Okay.
The one who, didn't excel academically and had to cause mischief and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so my parents were always like, why can't you be more like Jackson? Why can't you do well in school? Why can't you study harder? And so,
yeah.
After his passing, I feel like they probably would have tried to, put the fist down, be like, okay, like all efforts focused on you. You're going to be the new Jackson. You're going to be smart. You're going to be talented.
Is that excel. Like in a good way, like they're being super supportive now, or is that in a negative way, as in they're like overbearing?
In a negative way, they're like, they're no more of your shit. We're gonna force you to be great.
Okay, and so now you're in Sharn State, and your major is what? Did we ever?
I don't think we ever said. Yeah. No.
Is he? I mean, is he undecided or
business?
Business.
Good at business.
Because I gotta go into the family source sled dealership.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Sales.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. So you're there kind of at this, listening to the mayor speak at this service. And there's a song played, like the Brelish national anthem, which just kind of talks about Breland being like the land of gold and wonders, and then referring to the image of the royal family sigil of the bear and the crown, kind of like a real stirring national anthem kind of thing. But eventually the formal section of the service ends, and you're left to just kind of wander around or leave or do whatever as you will. So do you think that Paxton kind of stays a little while longer with his parents, or does he kind of wander around? Or
are we in like a graveyard, like a traditional?
I don't think it's really a graveyard. I think it's probably like an actual like a memorial with like this big like stone structure kind of like built to like honor, like probably with like the names of like the soldiers kind of written somewhere around
somewhat
there.
Kind of like the Vietnam Memorial,
something like
DC.
that.
Okay,
yeah, something like that. Just kind of in a semi-open space in the city. It's probably like 100 people just kind of in the chairs and in the seats around, kind of wandering around, talking to each other.
So the service is like kind of over-ish, like it's like the reception time.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of wander off alone.
Okay.
To hands in my pockets, kicking rocks.
So maybe you find
kick rocks.
Right. So maybe you find like a wall to lean against, or a rail to lean on.
I love leaning on rails.
So you're kind of like leaning on a rail, kind of overlooking the rest of the city, while kind of everyone else wanders around and kind of pays respects in whatever way that they can.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually you notice, kind of out of the corner of your eye, someone watching you. A young man about your age, with kind of this chestnut brown hair that kind of goes down to his shoulders. He's dressed pretty simply, and you notice that seemingly underneath this kind of like long shirt that he has, you see that his hands are kind of wrapped up with cloth a bit, and he's kind of staring at you, kind of trying to meet your eye line.
How far away is he?
50 feet. He's kind of just from a distance, kind of just staring at you.
Is he like hiding?
No, he's probably just leaning up against a wall, like, kind of in a similar fashion to you, kind of on his own.
Okay. Well, I'm not a shy person.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna kind of like look over, like tilt my head, and just kind of give him like a shoulder, like a shrug, like "What's up?"
Okay. Yeah. He just kind of like, "What's up? What's up?
What's up?"
He kind of like he waves, and then like he starts walking over towards you. And again, he's around your age. This tan skin and kind of this sharp chin, this brown hair. He comes up and he introduces himself to you. His name is Bast.
Bast.
Yeah. He asks you if you or he asks you who you lost.
My brother, Jackson.
Yeah, he says that's rough. An older brother. I lost my dad and then one of my uncles up in one of the battles with Thrain. How old were you when that happened?
Was this like, so is this like a 10-year memorial?
Within 10 years.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
11.
Man, 11. I always wonder, I don't know if you ever think about this, but I always wonder what I would do if I had been old enough to go. Would I have wanted it? I mean, I know my dad was real gung-ho about it. I don't know about how your brother was.
My brother was he was always about doing the right thing. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but like,
not anything wrong with doing the right thing.
There's nothing wrong with doing the right thing. But I'm more of a laissez-faire, go with the wind type. Whatever happens, happens. So I don't think I would have been particularly interested in fighting for a cause.
All right, I hear that. But what if it were to happen again? You know, like what if war broke out again?
That would suck.
That would suck, yeah. But like, would you enlist?
I don't know. That's a good question. I got a lot going for me right now.
Like, what you got going for you?
Well, I was just named captain of the intramural lacrosse team. I'm halfway through my degree. Well, year-wise, I got like 8 credits. But I got this. Well, my uncle's just started a weird detective agency. I don't know what's going on with that, but I might look into it. I don't know. Fighting's not really my thing, but at the same time, like if it was the least annoying option, yeah, I would probably enlist.
I don't know about the least annoying, but if it were me, I like to think that I would fight. You know, there's something about days like this that remind me of who we are and the heritage and the honor of Brayland. And I just wish that our current King Bornell, I wish that he would just realize that and take the lead. You know, we're in this treaty with 4 other nations that we could have beaten 10 years ago. You know.
Oh, you're like real political, huh?
He's getting real political, yeah. If the morning didn't happen and the war kept going, you know, we would have won. You know, lots of Brayland didn't even experience the war. A lot of people were distant to it. But
yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really like to get caught up in hypotheticals because, you know, we got real life in front of us here. So,
well, I don't know if it's quite so much of a hypothetical, but you just kind of look like someone who kind of had some strength and some conviction behind your arms. So he kind of like he kind of reaches into his pocket and he gives you like a little piece of paper, and it's got an address on there.
An address?
And he says, come by there weekend night sometime, and you can kind of see how real this all is.
Okay, man. I mean, it was cool to meet y'all, but I'll hang on to this just in case, but we'll see.
Okay. And he just kind of wanders away, kind of nods and wanders away back into the crowd and disappears.
That guy was weird. I'm just gonna pocket that address thing.
Okay. Yeah. Do you do anything immediately after that? Or are you
I think I'd probably want to avoid any more deeply political conversations. So I just kind of like walk back to my parents and see if I can leave.
Okay. He's like, Mom, can I leave?
I'm 21, but can I leave?
That's fine with them. So yeah, you're free to leave, and kind of free to go on about your day, kind of after kind of being in this kind of uncomfortable emotional place for a little while. Mm. Any ideas on what you do after that?
I'd probably grab a dog and go eat somewhere. Okay. Chill.
Sure. Yeah. So you go grab a dog.
I go grab a dog, and then I go to the lacrosse field, get some shots in.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just kind of like, it's probably getting towards the end of the day. The lights are on the lacrosse field, and Paxton is there. He's the only one there.
ripping shots.
ripping shots in the net.
Yep.
That's what's real to Paxton.
Yeah, that's how I unwind. That's the only thing that makes sense anymore.
Okay, cool. Well, I think that's all I have.
That's it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, no, you just give me this address and then you're like...
Do you want to follow up on it?
You
It
said...
didn't seem like you were interested.
I'm not interested, but I felt like there would have been something
Okay.
to like remind me of it to like
Sure.
check it out.
Well, sure.
First he takes his typical 12 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I need my 13-hour nap.
Uh-huh. I mean, we can remind you, but are you interested in pursuing it? In checking it out, at least?
Paxton is a pretty impulsive kind of dude. At that moment, I didn't really feel the impulse. But like, if something happened, something like
well, yeah, I think
metaphorical.
I think we have an idea. So like after you go and kind of rip the lacrosse shots, you go back to your dorm, get a bunch of sleep, and then the next couple of days just kind of go by uneventfully.
Yeah.
There's nothing at work going on. There's no new mysteries starting. You haven't talked to Cassandra in a while, and then just kind of like throughout the day and through these days, you see that little card, that little piece of paper just sitting on a desk or kind of in your wallet as you go to pay for some more dogs. Kind of just a constant reminder of this address.
Something in the back of my head is like, why haven't you thrown that away yet?
Right. Why am I holding on to it?
Yeah, why?
And
I have no reason to keep it.
It's an address in the Crystal Bridge district, which is a upper crust district.
Is that like
It's
really wealthy?
Fancy, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess after life has gotten monotonous, nothing's going on, I'm gonna go check it out. I've got nothing better to do. I'm obviously not gonna study.
Yeah.
And so
cool. Yeah. So it is. The address is for the mansion of Ilya Marith, who is an upper crust socialite and patron of the arts in Sharn. It is a full mansion. The Crystal Bridge district is known for the sheets of glass and crystal that adorn the streets and the side panelings of the buildings, kind of just this ball of light in the middle of the district. It's kind of one of the few places to where you can kind of get some semblance of daylight in this section. But it kind of be this shot of you kind of standing outside this big mansion, kind of all on your own, until you see someone in a window. You see Bast in the window on the first floor come out the front door and kind of lead you in.
Yeah, because I wasn't entirely sure I was going to go in.
Yeah.
But he sees me.
Yeah, he sees you. He comes out to the gate and said, "You came." I'm surprised that I didn't think that you were kind of picking up what I was laying down.
I was curious. Not gonna lie, not a lot going on right now. So seeing what's up.
Okay, well, follow me, and I will indeed show you what's up.
Okay.
And then
is his hands better? Can I ask him how his hands are?
It's probably a thing where like he like kind of like goes and like puts his hand on your back to kind of like turn you and kind of like lead you towards the front of the door, and then like we can see that like his hands are still wrapped, but there's blood all over his knuckles.
God, is this like Fight Club?
It is like Fight Club, actually.
Oh God, I'm in a Fight Club.
So it's just a hard smash to this dirt ring circle in the basement of this.
Oh my God,
rich lady's mansion. There are guys there are two guys in the center of the ring. They're one of their wrists are bound to each other, and the other fist is just free, and they're just pounding each other.
Holy crap!
And like wrestling and using their legs and just driving the other person to the dirt. And there's all these people kind of gathered around the ring and kind of cheering them, and you're just kind of standing in the middle of this. And a lot of people are just raising their hands and then shouting. And you see that most of them have this very simple black tattoo on the underside of their forearm that is just shaped like a broadsword. Just kind of like throwing their fists up in the air, and this tattoo is everywhere on these people. How do you feel about that?
I am very confused.
It's an intense place.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a fight club.
Yeah, I mean it is a fight club. Okay.
And Bass is just there, just kind of standing next to you, just watching everything. And there's just two like youngish guys kind of just going out in the middle of the ring.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a minute to gather myself. I'm just gonna kind of like slowly turn to Bastion.
Bast might be short for Bastion.
Yeah, so I'm gonna slowly turn to Bast and be like, so you meant when you were talking about enlisting that you kind of just wanted to beat the shit out of people?
Says that's not the end goal. Trust me. This isn't our purpose. This is just simply conditioning, I suppose you could say.
Oh man, yeah. The people right there are certainly laying it on thick.
They're growing strong each night. All of us are.
So how do you like pick who's the victim?
Well, if it's your first night, you have to fight.
Oh no. Whoa, buddy. I don't know if I didn't necessarily sign up to fight. I just thought we were like gonna have a rousing discussion.
He kind of smiles, and he's not pressing too hard about that, and he says, I mean, this is kind of a form of discussion, but listen, this isn't just a bunch of guys getting around to beat the hell out of each other. This is, in a way, like I said, conditioning and practice, and we do other things oftentimes with a sword in hand, and we're just preparing for the next time that things get real.
So let me just kind of clarify here. Is this like a pure group? Like, is it only white humans, or is it like all creed, all ethnicity, all origins, all genders?
I believe it is all races and genders, but it is only humans. So there's no other species.
So they're male, female.
Yes.
Like, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if this was just like
I mean, it is kind of like a nationalist, like Braillish sons and daughters kind of vibe.
Okay.
So I mean, there is maybe some slight hints at that.
Okay. Can I sort of inquire him as to what the tattoo is? Like, I'm assuming it's part of the group, but like, does it have a bigger meaning than just letting you fight each other?
I mean, it's an identifier for other members, other agents of the swords.
So you're called the Swords.
In some circles, we have another name as well, but that is maybe something for another time.
So you don't want to tell me what you guys are called, huh?
Well, not unless you get in the ring.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it, I'll fight. I'll fight someone. It's a Tuesday. I got nothing going on.
Okay.
Who am I fighting?
Okay. So so they put you in the ring. Shirt on, shirt off.
Shirt off, baby.
Shirt
Come
off,
on.
sure.
I'm not getting that jacket messed up.
And like I said, so your right arm is like lashed to this other person's left arm. So like you're like, tied
he's
together.
got an advantage though.
Well, I mean, whatever arm you want.
Did I say what hand I was?
I'm not too worried about it.
I'm right-handed.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so it's that whole deal. But you're there with kind of this kind of thicker, heavy set, kind of chubby in some edges.
It's got weight on me.
Kind of like a dark tan skin.
Okay.
So if we're gonna do this, go ahead and roll to kick some ass.
All right, I'm kind of. So I feel like I'm a little hesitant. I don't think I want to I know I'm about to be in this fight, but at the same time, like I see this guy and I'm like, I don't really want to hurt him. Like I don't have a malice bone in my body.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean they kind of like they tie you together and then he socks you in the face.
Oh God! So I had like cold feet to begin with.
Yeah,
and he punched me in my face.
Yeah, so that might serve as a bit of a motivator.
Okay, so yeah, now that my head snaps back and I'm like, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
So I got to defend myself.
Yeah. Again, like imagine it's kind of like this like there's like light in the ring,
Mm-hmm.
like these like ever bright candles or something, but like on the edge of the ring is kind of like darkness. For the most part, like it's in this basement.
There's not like a crowd.
There is a crowd, but they're kind of in the darkness, like kind of like just on the edge of the darkness, and this is bright orange light in the middle, where in the dirt pit where you're fighting.
Are they raucous? Or are they?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're all super hype.
Okay, yeah. So he's punched me in my face. I didn't take too kindly to that, so I'm gonna try to kick him.
Okay, sure. Yeah, go ahead and roll to kick some ass.
All right, that is a 8 plus 1, so 9.
9. Okay. Just so you are, I think that's the only roll we're gonna do for this.
Oh.
You don't need to have you just roll like 5 times for a full fight.
Give me this key.
You're doing a whole fight, but that just one roll is kind of representative of the whole fight. So as you kind of like get in a bunch of good licks, you kind of wrap your leg around and manage to pull him onto the ground, and then just like go and lay into him. It kind of goes back for a while, but like at the end, like you're probably just like there on the ground, like after they've like cut your bindings, and you're both just like bruised and have like a bloody lip. How does it feel? Like people are like excited and happy and like Bass
won the fight.
We'll say you won.
Okay.
I mean, I don't
barely, not
just barely.
I don't think I whooped his ass
because of
like,
the mixed success. You know, it's not like it's not so much like a tournament. It is just kind of like a come in and beat the hell out of each other.
So are we closer now? Like, is there a brotherhood between us because we've fought?
Yeah, if you want it.
Okay, so kind of like how boxers, like after the fight, they'll like congratulate each other. I just want to like pat the other guy on the shoulder,
pat
like
on the back, and
good one,
yeah,
good one, man.
You're smiling.
You put up a fight. Did I? Maybe I like chipped the tooth.
Sure. I mean, if you want.
I got a chipped canine.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
one of the front ones.
Yeah,
it's rough. Yeah, so you're there and you're kind of like palling around with this guy a little bit, and Bass comes out and he's like, "So how'd it feel?"
That was something else, man. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Not honestly, I expected that to be worse.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of, it can feel good in its own weird way.
Yeah, we definitely beat the snot out of each other, and that was a weirdly pleasant feeling.
All right,
I feel exhilarated.
Great. Well, you think you're gonna come back again?
I'm not gonna rule it out. This was kind of cool.
Okay.
Not like in a nationals way.
So he just like reaches down to like clasp your hand and pull you up off the ground, or just kind of pull you out of the ring, and you see like the sword tattoo on his own hand, and it's kind of pull you off the stage and into the darkness. And that's probably where we'll end your interlude. Yeah.
Oh my god. Am I a skinhead?
Am I the baddie?
What have you gotten Paxton into?
You got yourself into it.
But at the same time,
I was fine with you not taking it.
Yeah, but
or you not getting in the ring.
But there's like this whole under backstory now of like Paxton being a secret like white nationalist.
No, that's not what it is.
Okay, good. I wake up the next morning and be like, ow, that hurt.
If you want to like continue to pursue that in the future, then it'd be like him like getting in more and actually knowing what these people are all about, as opposed to just Fight Club.
Yeah, hey, Uncle Frank, I actually went to this fight club.
You do? What now?
I'm actually in a fight club now.
Is this like cockfighting? Like what kind of
cockatrice fighting?
Cockatrice fighting.
So it's really crazy. See, it's they kind of like tape us together, and then we just beat the shit out of each other.
Wait, they tape you together
like arm to arm.
Okay. Cool, interesting fight club.
You'd probably really excel there.
Yeah, is there anyone in my weight class?
We didn't do official weigh-ins, but the last guy I fought was kind of heavy set.
All right, well, if I need to beat up some youth,
you fought two of my classmates. Yeah.
Yeah.